This week's Retail Week is brought to you by Avail, Phosphorus Fertilizer Enhancer. Never stop pushing. Hello again, welcome to the special Thanksgiving edition of Crop Life Retail Week. Although we have yet to, since we record these in advance, we have yet to indulge in our Thanksgiving meal. We know that you have already and hope you've had a wonderful Thanksgiving so far. Of course, this being the ultimate man holiday with the, massive consumption of food, massive football all weekend long, and 3 full days to recover before we actually have to go back to work again.
Right.
It's pretty darn awesome. So
don't forget Black Friday for those who like to shop.
That's right.
Not
If
me,
this were actually Saturday, I'd have like 3 days of beard growth going. So yeah, it's one of those days. But I saw on an email that actually the cost of a Thanksgiving dinner has gone down yet again this year.
Really?
Which in a way almost is almost kind of sad, because I think I almost feel like it should be going up a little bit. I mean, I know we're getting more efficient in a lot of ways, but I mean, farmers haven't gotten that much more efficient, and from the standpoint of all the food that we produce, you almost hope that the cost would go up a little bit, so farmers could see more money instead of what we continually see, which is that we continue to squeeze the folks down at the bottom of the food chain, so to speak, while the grocers and the food processors seem to make most of the money. But I don't know. In any event, the cost of the Thanksgiving dinner has gone down again this year, and I suppose it is what it is. But
well, speaking of squeezing, Paul.
Speaking of squeezing,
yes,
you're gonna
speaking of squeezing, yes,
very strong.
This is something for all our friends out there in the market. Of course, along with Thanksgiving, of course, people talk about Black Friday and Cyber Monday, when most of the shopping gets done by the folks for the Christmas holiday. And lo and behold, Paul, we got a little flyer, which we'll be showing you a picture of here on the screen in a moment, from our friends at Farmers Business Network, where they're offering cyber deals to growers November 18th through the 27th. Big deals, big savings. So, Paul, I'm not quite sure myself how much your average grower is going to want to claim Black Friday or Cyber Monday as the day they make all their input decisions, but who knows? We'll have to see what kind of pushback FBN gets on this in the long run.
I don't know. It's not something I think people wake up on Monday morning and think I gotta have. But hey,
I was going to say, you never know when that pallet of glyphosate might look more attractive.
Might be just I gotta have it. I gotta have it right now. I don't know.
Well, we'll be back in a few minutes with another couple of bits.
We want our farmers to be successful, and if they're spending money to put on phosphate in particular, we like to put Avail with it so that a lot more of that gets into the plant. We know that a majority of it gets tied up in the soil before a plant has a chance to work with it. So we like to put Avail to increase that availability to the crop.
Well, welcome back. I guess on a more serious note, we're still yet again talking about Dicamba and more developments on the state level.
Yes, Paul, actually, we have already been talking about the fact that Arkansas is going to be restricting Dicamba use after April 15th next year, and how there's lawsuits being filed regarding that ruling. But we found out this week that the folks in Missouri will only be able to use Dicamba in 10 counties through June 1st, and the rest of the state through July 15th. And after those dates, Dicamba will not be able to be applied. So Monsanto's home state, Missouri, has now weighed in on the Dicamba ban.
Yeah, and it's only going to continue until we work through the issues. I'm sure it'll be a winter full of discussions and debate until we get to final resolution, both on a statewide, maybe even more broadly, as to where these things finally go.
Yeah, and those folks like myself will be at the Agricultural Retailers Association meeting next week in Phoenix. Before the show actually kicks off, they're having a special session talking about Dicamba lessons learned and what we can expect in 2018, and that'll be taking place next Tuesday, the 28th of November. So if you're in Phoenix and at the meeting, we'll see you there.
Sounds great. That's it for this edition of Retail Week. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend, and we will see you next week. Thank you to this week's video sponsor, Avail Phosphorus Fertilizer Enhancer from Verdesian Life Sciences.